set in the 60s when it was winter. The story begins by showing a young woman named Ryu. She staggered alone in the cold snowfall, and she looked very cold. But when she was helpless and fell, coincidentally there was a kind car driver who helped her and took her home. It is not known who this kind married couple are and their real-life background. However, they both allowed Ryu to live with them and gave her a job as a dishwasher at their restaurant. Some time passed. One day a foreign soldier came as a guest at the restaurant. Looking at Ryu's innocent and weak-looking face, the soldier silently came at night when the restaurant was quiet. He intended to harass Ryu without the restaurant owner's knowledge, so the moment Ryu accidentally killed the foreign soldier, the same time the owner appeared who had just returned home and looked ordinary to see the incident. Instead of going to report her to the police or doing evil just like the soldier, the restaurant owner actually supported Ryu's actions and even gave her a new name as Hornclaw.
손톱. 네 이름은 앞으로 손톱이다.
It turns out that the man is a member of an assassin organization, which the purpose to eliminate the scumbag of society, such as criminals, thugs, mugger, rapists, murderers, snatchers, corruptors, deceivers, and so on, where Ryu's career as Hornclaw started from that moment, which makes her the most infamous legendary assassin. A few decades later, more precisely the year 2025, we'll be shown with a man who spits just because he can't accept the rule of a pregnant woman sitting in a train seat right in front of him. The man was a thug who often made trouble, and he did a lot of harassment. Ryu, who saw the incident, immediately reacted by using her main weapon, that is a pen whose tip had been dipped in poison, so after completing her mission, Ryu went straight home. Struggling with an unusual profession as a woman, Ryu inevitably has to live single. Throughout her life, she has never had a partner, and how beautiful the felt of falling in love is. However, she seems to have no problem with it as long as the world is still safe from criminals who are considered the scumbag of society. Meanwhile, we turning to the main headquarters of this secret organization, now led by a young man. We just call him Big Boss. This man is the only son of the restaurant owner who helped Ryu before, where he died a long time ago and passed on his leadership to his son, who became the chairman of this organization.
파리가 해충이죠. 못 든 걸 하시. 형님.
For a moment, we leave Ryu's business and turn to a young man. Let's just call him Kim. He had been a victim of kidnapping by an organ trafficking syndicate. At first, maybe we will feel sorry for this Kim figure who looks weak and helpless. But when he came face to face with the syndicate boss, Kim immediately showed who he really was and his power to be able to survive. It turns out that Kim is a talented assassin who also has a mission to eliminate the scum of society. The difference is that he doesn't join any organization, meaning he carries out his mission alone. So the big boss who has long been interested to recruiting him immediately meets him on the spot, but unexpectedly.
잠깐만. 우리 얘기 좀 합시다. 이걸로 합의 보시죠.
After being invited nicely, Kim finally agreed to come to the secret headquarters, and just as Ryu passed behind him. Seeing Kim's talent and potential, Big Boss wanted to invite him to join the organization. However, Kim's reaction was beyond expectation. But who knows when it appeared? Suddenly Ryu was behind Kim while pointing a poison pen at his ear. But the big boss told them both to stop and not hurt each other, and let Kim go if he doesn't want to join as a member in this secret organization. Move to another place, more precisely to a woman who works as an elderly nurse. It's known that this woman often commits crimes and even violence against patients and takes her patients as valuables. At the moment this nurse is about to leave, suddenly,
제가 원하시는 거 뭐든지 다 할게요.
this man is a member of an organization that was tasked to finish off this elderly nurse who was considered the scum of society. Having a different method, this man named Yang Jumi left this woman locked in her car right in the middle of the train tracks which were about to pass by. But suddenly his hallucinations recurred where Yang Jumi seemed to see his late daughter still alive and called him. So, even though his mission was successful, Yang Jumi accidentally made a big mistake because his face was caught on CCTV cameras around the location. As a result of his mistake, the big boss was forced to excommunicate Yang Jumi and impose sanction by appointing Kim, who apparently decided to join the organization.
괜찮았어요?
뭐 알턴 일 보고 왔는데
It's known that Kim has just completed a mission where he has killed a perverted official who also often commits corruptions. Kim said that he not only killed the official, but he also mutilated his fingers into several parts, which made Big Boss and his assistant very shocked about it. This fact shows that Kim is a cold-blooded psychopath when he carries out his mission.
뭐예요? 손가락을 다 가져왔네?
나랑 잠깐 얘기 좀 할까요?
Unbeknownst to the big boss Ryu, secretly carried out the mission after seeing the news on television. Ryu chased Yang Jumi until a chase ensued and managed to crash his car, and a fierce fight ensued. At the critical moment, Kim suddenly appeared. Realizing Kim will finish off Yang Jumi inhumanely, Ryu asks Kim to leave and let her finish off Yang Jumi with her own hands. Even though her heart was heavy and she couldn't bear it, Ryu finally finished off Yang Jumi quickly without causing him any pain for long. But as a result of the fight, Ryu was injured so badly that she lost consciousness and hit the shoulder of the road. Luckily, there was a kind doctor who immediately took her for treatment, which made Ryu briefly remember the figure of the old boss, the restaurant owner who had helped her before. The next day, when Ryu just came home from headquarters, she was intercepted by Kim, who found out that she was helped by a doctor, where according to the organization's rules, anyone who becomes an eyewitness in their mission, they must finish off it. So Kim asked Ryu to be consistent with her mission to immediately finish off the doctor as quickly as possible. Without wasting any time, Ryu followed the doctor to his house and found out that the doctor was a single father who had a little daughter. So, instead of finish off the doctor quickly, Ryu couldn't bear to see the doctor's daughter and finally decided to abandon her plan and let the doctor live with his daughter.
왜 이렇게 늦게 했어?
밥 먹었어?
Not only that, Ryu actually became closer to the doctor and his daughter, even when she was invited to dinner together. After 60 years of her life, Ryu was finally able to feel the beauty of having a family, as if they're both were her children and grandchild.
이거 보세요. 잘 나왔죠?
죄송합니다.
Some time passed after Ryu was closer to the doctor and his daughter. Big Boss comes with a list of new targets to finish off, where Ryu was very surprised when she saw that one of the targets on the list. It turned out that there was a doctor's name that she had considered like her own child. Don't know what the mistakes the doctor has made to get on the scum of society list. The big boss explained that their organization survived to this day because it got money from clients who wanted to finish off someone who did evil. Maybe there is one client who has been oppressed by the doctor so that he deserves to be considered as a scum of society.
대모님 깔끔하게 정리하시는 게.
Out of curiosity by the figure of the client, Ryu went to the big boss's assistant to find out what the client's name was. After getting the client data, Ryu immediately went to the client, who was in a gambling place, to find out what was the reason why he wanted the doctor to die.
왜 죽여달라 그랬어?
전화로.
통해.
왜?
And as we can guess, the client is just an ordinary person Kim paid to pose as a client. The two of them immediately had a meeting at a restaurant, and it was finally revealed that the reason Kim did it was to remove Ryu from the organization.
진짜 승부는 이게 아니지. 당신은 절대 나 못 이겨.
At that time came the restaurant visitors who brought roses. Kim was allergic to roses and immediately left the restaurant. At the moment, Ryu remembered the figure of a child from the past who also had an allergy to roses. So Ryu quickly went home to find data files related to her old work before. Until finally, she found a surprising fact that Kim was a child of a criminal father where Ryu finished him off 10 years ago. It's too late for Ryu to realize that Kim's purpose in doing all this is to take revenge for her father's death. Kim kidnapped the doctor's daughter and sent a threatening message saying, if Ryu doesn't come, then the doctor's daughter will be the victim to be finished off by Kim. Without wasting any time, Ryu prepared for a rescue mission. Located in a building far from the city, Kim, along with dozens of members of the organization, were ready to welcome Ryu's arrival. Although she is no longer young, 60 years of experience makes Ryu's instincts very sharp and agile. She managed to overthrow one by one she colleagues. After finishing them all off, now is the time for Ryu to face Kim directly, where he threatened to finish off the doctor's daughter, but Ryu managed to get Kim to release him by inviting a fair and independent duel. By relying on the kitchen knife that she brought from the stall, Ryu also competed her fighting skills with Kim in the end. Ryu managed to stab Kim right in the stomach, and in the last second of his life. Ryu tells about the reason why she finished off Kim's father and that he deserved to be killed. Kim's father was an alcoholic who often abused little Kim. It's just that Kim is trying to get rid of or forget the trauma that makes him feel that his father is a good father figure. After Ryu finished saying all those things, little Kim realized that now he lives alone, so he had asked Ryu to invite him to be with her. But because of the rules of the organization, Ryu let Kim live alone. And those memories that shaped Kim's character to this day to be obsessed with being greater than the legendary figure of Ryu. After everything was done and the doctor's daughter returned to her father, Ryu took over the organization and became the only remaining assassin. She continues to dedicate her life to the mission and May will recruit a new generation to be successor to the organization.
오지 않은 모양이야.